Hi Libra, this is your horoscope for February 2018. Thank you for joining me. Now, the majority of the energy is in your fourth house of family and permanent relationships, and in your fifth house of romantic relationships, having fun, and relationships with children. So the energy is in Capricorn in your fourth, so you're really going to take that very seriously and work at your family relationships, and you'll take that very seriously. If someone needs you, you will feel like it's my job, it's my duty to work and to make this better. And in your romantic relationships, you're really going to have a very clear view of what that is. So if you're in a relationship where you've been undecided, or you haven't been able to really determine what the relationship is it good for me? Am I giving too much, or am I giving too little? Is this a positive relationship which is going to help me? And you haven't been able to figure that out, you'll be able to figure it out this month, because you'll see things very, very clearly from an objective way, and you can evaluate it for what it really is. So that's your biggest blessing here. Also in February, we don't have a full moon. We had an amazing blue moon at the end of January on the 31st, which means that we don't have this full moon in Feb, which makes the month much darker than it usually would be. And I don't mean dark in the sense of it's depressing and gloomy, and it's less intense, because a full moon showers us with energy. It's this completion of the moon, and it often distracts us. So here in February, you can go inwards and you can really ask yourself, what's important to me? And you can see things clearly without any external distractions. On the 1st of Feb, Mercury, the communication planet, goes into Aquarius in your fifth house. So that adds to this ability to make great decisions in your romantic life and to see things for what they are. So whether that's starting a new relationship or ending a relationship, you can really trust your judgment. It is on point. On the 7th of February until the 26th of February, we have Mars, the archetypal male principle, sitting at 7 degrees in Sagittarius, driving you forward in terms of your communication, in terms of getting your point across, in terms of getting creative with what you're learning, who you're communicating with, how you're expressing yourself. And it forms a square with Neptune, which is the dream planet, in your sixth house of work and daily routine. So this is interesting because you'll start to get some insights and kind of visions almost in terms of what you could do with your working life. In an ideal world, what could you do in terms of your career? And I'm getting that this has to do with being creative and being expressive. So if you've always worked as an admin assistant, or as an orthopedic specialist, or as someone who works in a clothing factory, something like that, and you've always thought of being creative, but you've never been able to put your finger on it, then Neptune is going to give you those ideas and really present it to you. And Mars is then going to allow you to get practical about it and to make that a reality. So it's interesting. It's the same thing as with your romantic life. You see things for what they are, truly, and you can make a decision around it. Also in your working life, you can see, what are the dreams I gave up on, or what is it that I really want to do? And Mars then will help you to power through to make that a reality in your life. On the 11th of February, we've got Venus, the planet of love and beauty, going into your sixth house and joining Neptune and Chiron, all of which are in Pisces in your sixth house of daily routine and work. So you're really going to start to develop this love for what you want to do in your working life. So it may be that you're doing something already that you care about, but you have other interests as well. They'll come to the surface. You can start doing that on the side. It may be that you're totally aimless and you work at something that you really dislike, and you've never really figured out what it is you want to do. This month is the month when that will organically arise from within you, and you'll say, this is a passion of mine. What happens then is just, do I have the courage to actually do something with it? In my experience, the best way to change jobs is to transition from one to the next. It's not just to throw everything up in the air and just say, forget it, that's it. If you're working as a school teacher and you want to work as a fashion designer, start doing the fashion design on the side and start seeing some income with the fashion design, and then you can let go of the school teacher job. It's a lot less pressured and difficult if you already have something else lined up than just making a clean break and then just sitting there with nothing. Now, the big event of the month is on the 15th of February. We've got the new moon, which is when the sun and the moon sit together and the moon is totally black. But it's not just a new moon, it's also a partial solar eclipse. So it's going to cover part of the sun. And it's on the south node. And this is about releasing faulty beliefs that you have about yourself when it comes to romantic relationships. So at the beginning of the month, you saw things very clearly. You're going to see them even more clearly now, and this lasts for about 6 months because it is an eclipse. So if the relationship isn't happy, you're not going to say it's, oh, because I'm not good enough, or I don't love myself enough, or I don't give enough. It's, well, what am I getting back? You know, I'm going to see this as a partnership of equals, and what am I giving and contributing, and what is he or she contributing? So any faulty beliefs are going to be released. If you're someone who's been stuck in a bad relationship, either because you don't have options or because you've got bad self-esteem, that's going to become very apparent to you, and you'll be able to make some changes then as a result of that insight. On the 18th of February, you've got Mercury, the communication planet, moving into Pisces in your 6th, so even more inspiration and ideas about your ideal career, your ideal working situation. So you're really inspired when it comes to your point of view, because you see everything clearly when it comes to your love life, and your hopes and dreams come back to life when it's in relation to your working situation, and you can really then embrace that and make a change if you want. So that's what I get for you here in February. It looks like a really transformative month for you. If you'd like a private reading with me, then please get in touch via my website. It's gregoryscott.com. Click on the readings tab to order your reading. Please remember to subscribe to this channel, and I'll speak to you next month.